Today on OC News, a new state proposal that may alleviate the pockets for drivers.
And a devastating incident at a local middle school.
And an earthquake hit Japan, leaving many residents without power.
All this and more coming up.
This just now in tech news. The first responder on the scene.
There's been a lot of collaborative efforts.
I feel blessed to be here in Fullerton.
Brought to you by the Broadcast Journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
OC News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to OC News. Thank you for joining us today. I am Brenda Elizondo.
And I am Julian Serrano. OC News is brought to you by the Broadcast Journalism students here at Cal State Fullerton.
We begin today's newscast with tragic news. A middle school in Placentia had to release their students early after one of their administrators took their own life on campus earlier this week. Assistant Principal Moises Placencia took his own life on campus earlier this week, leading all school operations to be suspended for the rest of the day. According to the Placentia Police Department, officers responded at about 9 a.m. to reports that an employee had shot himself in a locked staff bathroom. Another employee found Placentia's body and the firearm was retrieved. District Superintendent Jim Elasier described Placentia as so much more than a respected assistant principal. He was a father, husband, brother, and friend to so many in our school district community.
If you or a loved one is struggling and in need of help, contact the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-TALK or 1-800-273-8255.
Gas prices keep going up, and it sounds like they won't stop rising anytime soon. Our reporter Dulce Flores has the story.
Drivers are lining up to get the cheapest gas in town.
It's really hurting my bank account.
President Joe Biden recently signed an executive order that banned importing oil from Russia due to President Vladimir Putin's order to invade Ukraine. As he informs Americans, they will feel the pain in gas prices for the support of Ukraine. But for how long are consumers willing to pay more?
Even though this is crazy for waiting for this long, I still come here.
In other news, California Governor Gavin Newsom has announced a new proposal that promises tax refunds to ease the pain at the pump. It will be available to California drivers, including undocumented immigrants.
This would put money directly into the pockets of people, the same way the Golden State stimulus did last year. So it's money to help people deal with rising gas prices.
This relief will be funded by a portion of the state's expected $60 billion surplus.
I think Governor Gavin Newsom's tax proposal could potentially be a good idea, especially for people that commute a lot to work and school. Like gas being so expensive, it's making it so hard for people that are just really trying to get by.
Just in the past month, gas prices have increased nearly $1 more a gallon. As for Newsom's proposal, if you're wondering how much money will end up back in your pocket, it may not be too soon until the governor's budget revision happens this May. This is Dulce Flores reporting you with OC News.
It's a special time of the year in San Juan Capistrano. Chris Ramirez spent the day enjoying a long-standing tradition.
San Juan Capistrano is usually on the quiet side, with not much foot traffic, but that all changes on Swallows Day. Swallows Day is a yearly parade that happens here in San Juan Capistrano to celebrate the return of the swallows, and I was able to see how one of the many restaurants here prepare for that.
We prepare all year because we are in the epicenter of the Swallows Day Parade. So people come from all over the state, sometimes all over the country. It's one of the most exciting days of the year.
But before the party starts, preparations begin much earlier in the morning. I was able to see how they organize their stations with a variety of pastries, how they cook up their food, and also was even able to taste some of it for myself and meet some of the employees as they shared to me what they like about Swallows.
Well, my favorite thing about Swallows Day is seeing the community come together and both cultures just merge, and it's such a big happy celebration.
There's even a section where there are dozens of booths to buy things from. However, the parade is the highlight. And after a 2-year hiatus, we can gladly say that the 62nd annual Swallows Day was a success. Hopefully, we see you again next year in San Juan Capistrano. This is Chris Ramirez for OC News.
Women's History Month events are in full swing at CSUF. Here's David Dominguez with more on the story.
It's March, meaning it's Women's History Month, and I went around campus to talk to different groups about the significance of the month.
Yeah, so Women's History is about listening to women, our struggles, our concerns about what's going on in the world. A lot of our opinions are overshadowed, overlooked. Right now, 25% of Congress is women. And, Congress is the one that's making all these laws, impacting history, impacting women.
Social groups and students alike are passionate about the topic and are going around campus advocating for women's rights.
This is a time when revolution really is possible, and women have a very central role to play in making a revolution in this country for a whole better world.
Be sure to check out the Women's History Month stand in the Pollock Library where you can find inspirational quotes and books. Also be sure to check out the events happening on campus and over Zoom from the Women's Center. I'm David Dominguez reporting for OC News.
What is sociology? Our reporter Alex Moore went to talk to the sociology grad student panel this afternoon at the TSU.
This week is Social Justice Week, and the sociology grad student panel was held today inside the Tuffy meeting room at the TSU. From topics like the first generation experience and the graduate experience at CSUF, the panelists were letting the audience know about their own personal experiences. The panelists defined the word sociology and how it has helped them in their own personal life.
Sociology is just studying, social problems and, studying society as a whole, formed with other inequalities, so such as, the Black Lives Matter movement, the Me Too movement, the Stop Asian Hate movement, and, just a lot about, and much more, because of sociology, it really made me become more into the movement and spreading awareness of what's actually going on.
It's really just the study of society and the way that it functions, how it keeps society. And then that really helps me for my future because I feel like I have a lot more control. Having the knowledge that sociology has given me and the insight to the way that things function and why they are the way that they are, it helps me to feel like I have some control over my choices in life, so that my life isn't being written by other people, that I am the author of my own story. And so sociology has given that to me.
I'm Alex Mora in Fullerton reporting for OC News.
After the break, we update you on breaking news from Japan.
And we will also take a look at this week's weather and get caught up in the world of sports.
This and more when we come back.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Anytime they're playing music downstairs, it's loud. I go downstairs, see what they doing, see what music they doing, see what they dancing to. I go play piano downstairs, they come get involved. Leah has a drum set beside it, banging that. Any music, that's what they do.
Just before midnight, a 7.3 earthquake hit eastern Japan, triggering tsunami warnings. The earthquake hit about 30 miles off the coast of Japan, leaving millions without power. The quake struck about 50 miles away from Fukushima nuclear plant, which is the same one that was struck in 2011 earthquake. Officials are saying there has been no signs of abnormalities coming from the nuclear plant, and it is being advised to stay away from the coast. So far, there has been no reported injuries, and the tsunami warnings is expected to last the next few days.
That footage looks so scary. Hopefully there won't be any crazy weather headed their way. We hope everyone is staying safe in Japan. Speaking of weather, wonder what this week's weather is looking like? Well, weather reporter Dulce Flores has the details.
Thank you, Brenda. Now let's take a look at the weather in Fullerton. As you can see, it looks like we have a little bit of sunshine with a high of 75 degrees later tonight with a low of 54. And now for the remainder of the week, Thursdays and Fridays weather is looking like a sunny day as well. So you might want to bring out those shorts out with a high of 81 degrees and a low of 50 degrees, but expect some changes by the weekend. With this crazy weather on Saturday, here we have a cloudy day with a high of 69 degrees and almost a 10-degree drop and a low of 50 degrees. For Sunday, it changes to 71 degrees high and 49 degrees the lowest. As for next week, we are seeing warming temperatures starting with Monday with a high of 80 degrees and a low of 57 degrees. That's it for today's week's weather. I'm Dulce Flores. Back to you, Julian.
Thanks, Dulce. Last July, California Governor Gavin Newsom asked citizens to cut down their water intake. Since then, our numbers have actually gone up. CNN Madison Kevy has the story.
There's no way to make up at this point for January, February, and a good bit of March at this point, where we've had really unseasonably dry weather.
To me, it's kind of eerie.
Right off the top, two experts in climate and hydrogeology, respectively, are not surprised by a continued drought. Right now, this 3-year period rivals the driest on record back in 2012.
Is this the new normal for California?
I think the new normal is kind of the totality of this winter season.
Governor Gavin Newsom called on Californians to voluntarily cut water usage back by 15% last July. Now today, data from the state's Water Resources Control Board shows the opposite. Urban water use increased by 2.6% in January compared to the same month in 2020.
Previously, we used to be able to bank on a thick snowpack that right now would be beginning to melt and starting to fill up our reservoirs in time to meet the big demand in the summer.
According to these experts, that plan isn't reliable anymore. What is reliable, according to one, plans at home that adapt to dry periods as well as wet.
The place where that adjustment is going to be the hardest for California is in the agricultural sector and in communities that are really dependent on the agricultural sector in the Central Valley.
It's March, and that means the NCAA tournament is right around the corner, and our Brandon Vicuña has a good reason why you should be watching this year's tournament.
Thanks, guys. Time to grab your dancing shoes, and let's take a look at how our Titans are getting ready for the big dance. After a thrilling victory against Long Beach on Friday, the Titans were crowned champions of the Big West and are automatic qualifiers for the NCAA tournament. The road for the Titans will not be an easy one, as they are given a 15 seed and will have to play 2-seed Duke University in the first round in Greensville, South Carolina. Duke is led by their legendary head coach, Mike Krzyzewski, who will be coaching in his final season. Coach K is a 5-time national champion and is the winningest coach in college basketball, amassing 1,196 wins in his career. The Blue Devils come in as one of the favorites to win it all. Titan head coach Dedrick Taylor said,
you just acknowledge it. It is what it is. We are obviously playing, one of the most storied programs in the history of college basketball. And I think you have to acknowledge that. You respect it. You pay homage to that. But I think you also do, challenge yourself to be the best version of you. And if you can be that, and if you can do that, I think you'll like the end result from that.
The Titans shot 55% from 3 in the Big West Championship, and they're going to need another performance like that if they want to keep pace with the firepower and talent that the Blue Devils have.
I think we need to stay confident, stay shot ready.
believe in ourselves as we go play in that big arena, we go play in an environment that we probably never played before. San Diego State was kind of remotely close to that, but there's going to be a lot more people this time. So, yeah, I think we got to stay confident, stay ready, and believe in our shots, and it's going to fall in. So, just keep shooting.
This is the second time the Titans have been to the tournament since 2018, and this time they are looking to extend their visit longer than just a day. One key to that is going to be keeping the Blue Devils off the glass.
No, I think it's just a mindset, that starts on the defensive end. This group really understands the importance and the significance of being a defensive-minded team, and then it fuels our offense, and when it does, I think it just relaxes us and allows us to play a little bit more free on offense, but be as intense as we need to on defense and build ourselves or our offense from what we do on defense.
Along with rebounding and the three ball, blocking out the noise from the outside is going to be essential in focusing on treating this like it's just another game.
Man, at the end of the day, they put on shoes just like how we put on shoes. They put on the jerseys just like how we put on the jerseys. They're just basketball players just like us, so we just got to hoop.
The Titans are set to take on the Blue Devils on Friday at 4:10. With the Titans given just about a 3% chance to win the game, you're telling me there's a chance. I'm Brandon Vicuña reporting for OC News. A big congrats to our Titans on making the tournament. Now let's take a look at how they got there. It started on Friday as our Titans traveled to Henderson, Nevada for the Big West tournament. We pick up in the quarterfinals with the Titans taking on UC Davis, and a flurry of threes would be the theme for this one. Damari Millsad got the party started to take an early 5-4 lead. A little later, with the Titans trailing, Damari Millsad bangs home another three. With just under 8 to go in the half, the big fella E.J. Anasicki showing off the beautiful footwork to increase the lead. Trey Maddox Jr. canned two more from deep as the Titans would take a 37-27 lead at the break. We pick up early in the second as L.J. Reitzel gets in on the action from deep, but adding the and one free throw, capping the 4-point play. The Titans handle the Aggies of UC Davis fairly easily as they win 73-55 and advance to the semis against Hawaii. It was also a Titan-sized night for E.J. Anasicki on the glass as he grabbed a career-high 20 rebounds. It's only fitting that we start this next game with the big fella. Anasicki stays patient and finds a cutting Torrey San Antonio for the easy layup, giving the Titans an early 11-9 lead. The Titans would take a 28-21 lead at the break, and the second half would be all Fullerton. Damari Millsad would stay hot from that first game and can a three, increasing the lead to 10 with just about 3 minutes to play in the second half. A wide-open layup by Anasicki would seal this one as the Titans would beat the Rainbow Warriors 58-46 and advance to the finals. Finally, with a chance to dance on the line, Damari Millsad sticks with what he knows best and knocks down a triple. We pick back up late in the first half and the Titans on a 7-0 run. Trey Maddox Jr. sneaks in for the layup to make it a 9-0 run for the Titans. With the first half coming to a close, a three ball by Maddox would give the Titans the lead going into the break. Once again, a flurry of threes would fuel the Titans in the second half. With just a few minutes left in the second half, E.J. Anasicki cleans up the glass with a ferocious put-back dunk, dunking on the entire city of Long Beach. With time winding down and Long Beach with a chance to win it, the Titans' smothering defense wouldn't allow a shot off, and that would be it. 72-71 is the final, and the Titans are the Big West champs. Transitioning from the court to the field, Rams offensive lineman Andrew Whitworth is calling it a career.
I'm Andrew Whitworth of the Los Angeles Rams, and today I'm announcing my retirement of the NFL. 5 years ago, I was told I was a little too old, and I was told that maybe my time was done. I think, in my opinion, our time here over the last 5 years that I've been here, it's a mixture of the people, the schemes, the culture, all those things coming together, and always being willing to adapt and grow.
Let's go, man. Bring it up in here, baby. Let's go. It's on us, man. Up front, this whole damn game. Put it in your mind. Let's be physical, baby. Dominate on three. 1, 2, 3. Dominate.
No different than in my career. over 16 years, when people say, how have you been able to do it at such a high level for so long? We've continued to find ways to be better and to push those to a different level of excellence and a different standard every single season.
Here's a play fake. Roll right. Cooper cuts in the end zone. Stafford sees him. Back pylon caught. Cooper clutch. Touchdown LA. With 1:25 remaining. The Rams are back on the high side. Hey. Championship drive right there. What a battle with me. I love you, man.
To me, when I think of the journey and all the people that have been involved, I think that's really what I think of most. I don't think of the trophies, I don't think of the championships, I think of the people. And every one of those places I was at, and how much we had to pour into one another, and how special those bonds are to this day.
And I can't wait to watch the legacy continue, because remember this, it's a blessing and not a burden to carry on this NFL legacy.
Less than a yard to gain on 4th down with 43 seconds remaining. Rams creeping. They rush forward. Burrow to throw for it. He's hit. He's sacked. He throws it away. He flings it away on 4th down. Aaron Donald got there. He signals to his ring finger on his left hand.
You're a world champ, bro. You're a world champ, brother. World champ. Forever, bro. Forever. Look at this. Look at it. Take it in, man.
And I think this situation would be no different. When you win that Lombardi together, those relationships last a lifetime. And I tell you this, for every single person standing out there that's ever doubted anything you've ever done, bet on yourself, because 5 years later, I'm holding this trophy up and I'm 40 years old. Let's go. Don't let anybody's opinions of you ever become your reality. Bet on yourself. World damn champions.
And that's all for this week in sports. Now back to you guys.
The Oscar award-winning actress Sandra Bullock will be going on hiatus, but for how long? You'll have to wait to find out.
And good news for Adele fans. Looks like there will be an Adele concert after all. All this after the break.
Anytime they're playing music downstairs, it's loud. I go downstairs, see what they doing, see what music they doing, see what they dancing to. I go play piano downstairs, they come get involved. Leah has a drum set beside it, banging that. Any music, that's what they do.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Moving on into some Hollywood news, actress Sandra Bullock has spoken and she wants a break. Earlier this week, the Oscar award-winning actress told Entertainment Tonight that she wants to take a break from acting for a while. Bullock has a 12-year-old son and a 10-year-old daughter and wants to spend more time with them. She said, quote, "I just want to be 24/7 with my babies and my family," end quote. She is currently promoting her latest film called Lost City, starring alongside Daniel Radcliffe, Channing Tatum, and Brad Pitt. With her hiatus on the horizon, fans can enjoy Bullock's comedic prowess in Lost City, which hits theaters on March 25th.
You enjoy your time off, Sandra. We'll definitely miss you on the big screen. In the meantime, if you're an Encanto fan, grab your popcorn and prep your vocals because Disney is giving fans another dose of Madrigal magic. Disney announced on Monday that it will be launching a sing-along version of the musical Encanto on Disney+. Fans can now take on their personal rendition of We Don't Talk About Bruno to the next level. Disney also noted that other Walt Disney films will also be receiving sing-along editions. This includes Beauty and the Beast and the Gen Z classic Frozen. Disney's Encanto sing-along will hit your home screen this Friday.
We don't talk about Bruno, but we do talk about Adele. The Grammy Award-winning actress is coming to your homes once again with another concert special. Adele went back home to London and got to work. The Rolling in the Deep singer recorded another concert special, An Audience with Adele. The special concert will be on NBC this Sunday night. You can expect to hear soulful renditions of her classic chart toppers, along with newer hits. Similar to her last concert special, celebrities attendees will be asking Adele questions about who inspires her and who her idols are. Plus, there's a surprise guest. The show starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Time and available for streaming the next day on Peacock.
After receiving criticism, director Jane Campion addressed an apology to tennis legends Serena and Venus Williams after her controversial comment. Campion was in hot water after making a snide comment to the Williams sisters while accepting her award for Best Director at the Critics' Choice Awards this past Sunday. In her speech, she states, quote, "Venus and Serena, you're such marvels. However, you don't play against the guys like I have to," end quote. Though it was seen as a lighthearted joke at the award show, social media came swift with the attacks, prompting Campion to release a statement that said, "I made a thoughtless comment, equating what I do in the film world with all that Serena Williams and Venus Williams have achieved. I did not intend to devalue these two legendary Black women and world-class athletes."
While I'm glad she has apologized, even if it was meant to be a joke, women should be uplifting each other. Speaking of strong women, LEGO hired its first woman master builder in New York. CNN's Lauren Glassberg has the details.
When it comes to jobs, this one is pretty unique.
I get to play with Lego every day. That's really the best way to say what I do.
Danielle Ross works at Legoland New York, and her days involve installing and repairing models throughout the park, and of course building and designing Lego creations.
I'll do this for scale sometimes.
Her latest design is an underwater world with a sunken pirate ship, dolphins, and mermaids, which happen to be close to her heart because that's her side hustle.
I have my own business as a mermaid, actually, for kids' parties and events. So that was really what brought me into the artistic world professionally. I sculpted, designed, cast, and created my own functional swimming mermaid tail.
Her creativity is what helped her land the job at Legoland New York, and the 25-year-old is the first female Lego master model builder at this location. And get this.
I'd never built with Lego before coming here.
Yep, Danielle never played with Legos as a kid.
I think having my perspective there along with everyone else on the team really adds to the diversity.
Danielle doesn't just enjoy the building, she also enjoys interacting with the kids in the park and knowing that she is an inspiration.
Mom points to me and says to her little girl, "Look, there's a girl here. You can be a master model builder too." And that's what it's really all about.
Legoland New York reopens April 8th, and there's a good chance you'll see Danielle on the grounds, making sure those Legos are perfectly in place.
It's nice to see a woman be highlighted, especially this month. That's all we have time for today. Thank you for joining us at another episode of OC News.
Catch our next newscast right here on Monday at 5 p.m.
To keep up with us, all things OC News, make sure to follow us at Instagram at OC News CSUF, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Titan TV CSUF. Once again, I am Brenda Elizondo.
And I'm Julian Serrano. From all of us here at OC News, have a good evening.